Well, welcome to a very exciting first ever episode of Make Believe Pundits. Make Believe Pundits is something I came up with where I pretend I know a lot about soccer so I can impress my boyfriend. Episode 1 is dedicated to all the girls because do the girls even watch the Prem? In my eyes, yes. Absolutely, yes. But then I talk to people and I get embarrassed because no one's understanding what I'm saying. So I need to know out there, are there girls who watch the Prem? I need you. And also, I watch it a lot just so I can spend time with my boyfriend because otherwise he won't talk to me on the weekends for 6 hours. So I feel like I had to do it. But also, it's a great watch. It's a great watch. So, do I like the Prem or do I just like hanging out with my boyfriend watching the Prem? Come back to me on that one.
So what is it about the Prem that you like?
Pass. Next question. No, I'm just kidding. What I like about the Prem, well, to be honest with you, I never followed sports a lot. I watched sports growing up because that's just what we had on the TV. But then you hear people who are like, oh my God, soccer is so great. It's the most beautiful sport in the world. And I was just like, this is stupid. I have no idea what anyone's talking about. Until you actually start sitting down and watching a game, shut your mouth because I sound like an idiot now. Because all those years I was like, watching sports is such a dud. Coming from a sports background myself, right? But then you watch specifically Premier League soccer. I think all the leagues are great, but me specifically watching Premier League soccer is like watching art. It is so beautiful to watch. And it sounds maybe cliche or stupid, but again, this is the female perspective no one asked for. So I'm going to give you my opinion. And I think it is so beautiful to sit there and watch and see these men go out there and give it their all every game. Most games, let's be honest, not every single game. And try their hardest with the craziest things I think I've ever seen in my life. Knowing myself, I don't think I could do any of that. So sitting there and watching is definitely nicer than having to think about doing it. Now, this podcast is not about technical questions about triangle formations, the back five, the back line. Yeah, I'll give my opinion, but this is not super analytical, so calm down, please. But anyway, getting back to your question, the Prem. Why I watch it.
Yeah, so why do you watch it? What interests you about it?
Okay, the jerseys. Just the jerseys. No. The jerseys and the cabs. Oh, you need more.
Jerseys,
Calves.
Like in leg calves?
Yeah, like leg calves. Specifically Jack Grealish leg calves.
Oh, okay.
Do you need more? I can't name another person's calves in the Prem that I watch so often. Oops. No, honestly, it's something entertaining to watch for hours on end. Especially once you start to get to know some of these players, you feel like you have a connection to some of these players. And it's really a delight to watch. You feel the emotion. Watching it on TV, what these people in the stands are feeling. And I don't think any other sport has given me chills that many of the soccer matches I've watched has given me chills. It's crazy. I love it. And I don't understand why people here in the U.S. specifically can sit and watch a baseball game, which is absolutely just dud. Dud. What do you do for 6 hours in the cold? Watch these boys hit balls with bats. No one has emotion. No one's super excited. Literally, no one's crying. No one's crying unless they win the league. But why at soccer stadiums you see people crying, you see people with so much emotion? It's just the drama. At the end of it, I think it's calves, jerseys, drama. That's why I like it. And that's why I'm shocked more girls don't watch the Prem. Why do you think girls don't watch the Prem?
I think girls don't watch the Prem because it's a little intimidating to get into.
How intimidating? You're watching a game.
Yeah, but many people, including men, look at soccer and just get bored. And
Yeah.
so the intimidation is like, oh, do I last the whole 90 minutes watching something that's boring?
Because they can't last 90 minutes
Right.
at baseline. No. Really? You think that's the real answer?
Yeah, I think a lot of people look at it and it's boring or it's intimidating because they don't know what's going on or they don't know how to look at it. They don't know how to enjoy it. And that could be one of the reasons.
You think that's kind of across the board? You don't think that's in the U.S.? You think that's also women in the U.K. who are like, oh, my boyfriend's a soccer boy. I'm sorry, football boy. And I don't see him for like days, especially on the weekends. I don't know. I don't think that's it in the UK. I'm not sure what it is because, a lot of women grow up in like soccer houses.
Yeah, I mean, I think in Europe, I don't think that's.
It's not. So you're speaking.
Europe.
Okay, you're speaking on the US. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you can look at the American sports as well, and I think women. I would say like 1 out of 5 women have an interest in any
False.
type of sport.
There are crazy women out there. Crazy. I work in New York City. Why are college-age girls so involved in like college football, like a college American football? It's disturbing.
Well, one of those is that you go meet friends, get drunk, and then.
And then
I
what?
guess that's
And
it.
then what? I don't know. I guess maybe it's just priority changes. But I wish more women watch the Prem because, okay, I guess it's intimidating. It's definitely intimidating because, again, I'm not super technical, right?
Well, yeah, that's the point. It's like if I asked you who won the Premier League title in the last 10 years, how many different teams won it? I mean, you can probably answer that, but most people have no idea. Can't even name more than 2 teams in the Premier League.
Yeah, I guess.
So I think that's part of the intimidation when people come into the sport or they feel like they might be there's like gatekeeping.
What do you mean gatekeeping? What do you mean by that?
Well, like if you were to get involved in the sport, like you'd probably get made fun of a little, right? At first.
I think I will be made fun of.
Well,
Again,
you-
female perspective.
You are. You get made fun of every weekend, but that's the point,
very
right?
true.
A lot of people will just get discouraged by that, but it's like friendly banter. So.
Yeah, I think people need to realize that. I think in this sport specifically, like the fans are wild, but that adds to that element of drama, right? Like the banter back and forth. I think it's hilarious. I think the soccer memes are like probably the funniest things that I watch and see. But also, as long as you understand it's mostly banter, then it's fine. I literally get made fun of every single game I watch by many people. But I'm still here, and I'm still giving you my opinion on it. And I don't care. I mean, I will. I definitely will care. But just not to your face.
Sleepless nights.
Yeah, most sleepless nights.
All right, so what are the teams that you support in the Premier League? So
Okay.
to start off, do you know any of the teams in the Premier League?
Ew, please. This is my podcast. You're just my guest
All right.
interviewing me.
So how many
Please.
teams are in the Premier League? Let's
Okay.
start off there.
20?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And can you name them all?
Yes, I could definitely name them all.
All right, let's start.
Oh, you want me to do it now? Not off camera? Okay. Let me try and go in order as best as I can.
Alphabetically? All right,
Ew,
so
no,
alphabetically,
no.
there's 2 teams
Okay,
that
let's
start
do
with
that.
an A.
Okay. Arsenal, Aston Villa,
Okay, and then going next, there's
Brentford,
4 teams.
Okay, Brentford, Bournemouth, Brighton,
1 more.
4.
Yeah, there's 1 more.
Burnley.
There you go. C. 2 teams with C.
Crystal Palace,
Yeah.
Cardiff. No, just kidding. Totally kidding.
How do you know Cardiff?
I just, I love the game that
Okay.
much.
If I speak, I am in big trouble.
Crystal Palace,
I mean, it's a pretty big team that you're.
Chelsea. Oh my God. They're not in my head. If anyone's a Chelsea follower following this, just know I will forget your team many times. Sorry, but not sorry that much. Anyway.
All right, and then there's 1 team with E.
E. E. Everton. Duh.
There you go.
Duh.
One team with F.
One team with an F. Sorry. This is my emotional support dog here with me. He feels my anxiety naming these teams. Fulham.
All right. Two teams that start with L.
Oh, I was gonna say one, and they got relegated last season.
Leeds. Leeds United.
Leeds United. Is Leicester still in the Prem?
Oh my God.
Misha, I need you. I need you. Luton Town.
Okay. And the other one's a really significant team in the Premier League. And it's kind of funny how you started with Luton Town
Liverpool.
instead of Liverpool,
Not Liverpool.
one of the biggest teams in
Ever in Premier League.
Okay.
I'm my animal. He's
All right,
causing
two
me
teams
problems.
with M.
Man City, Man United.
I hear him breathing.
He's breathing for me. He's breathing for me.
All right, two teams with N.
Newcastle.
Okay.
Okay, don't leave me. Newcastle.
And and
Newcastle.
they got Forest in their name.
Oh my God, duh. Nottingham Forest.
All right.
God, I'm doing terrible. People are never going to listen to me now. Yeah.
It's kind of bad.
No, it's fine. Everything's fine.
One team that starts with an S.
Sheffield.
T.
Tottenham.
And then two that start with W.
Wolverhampton.
Also known as Wolverton.
Okay, one of the very first Premier games I've ever watched or sat down and watched many, many years ago now, right? I was like, oh, wow, I really like this team. They're the Wolves? What are they? What are they, the Wolves? And I was like, yeah, guess what their name is? The Wolverhampton Wolves. I might have said Bears at that point as well.
Yeah, I think you said Wolverhampton Bears, and there's a wolf in their logo and in their names, and from the city where they're from. So,
But you know what? Like I said, it's
we
never
overcame that, right?
it's never too late to get into the Prem.
Okay, so you got Wolverhampton Wanderers.
You almost said it. You almost said it.
And then what's the other team that starts with a W?
Watford. Just kidding. There's another W.
Yeah, it's a London team.
West Ham. God, I always forget West Ham.
There you go.
Okay, does anyone else agree that West Ham, unless you're a fan of either West Ham or Aston Villa, kind of just get like same vibes? Same vibes.
West Ham and who?
Aston Villa. Similar colors, kind of similar shields. Like,
Well,
it's
one
got to
has,
jump for me. It's got to jump out to me to remember
one
you
has
a lot.
hammers on their crest.
Okay.
The other one has a lion.
But they both have crests.
I mean, all 20 teams have a crest.
No, like a shield crest.
Okay,
No,
I could see
you know what
you're
I'm
saying. I
saying.
could see
You know what I'm saying.
They do wear similar colors.
Yeah, the blue and like the maroon.
Yeah.
So it's hard to someone who's like a color coder.
Well, one's from Birmingham, and
Okay.
the other is from London. So,
Okay.
you
And
know,
I'm from America.
one's named Aston Villa,
Okay.
and the other one's named West Ham United. So, I mean, it's all right. It's all right. All right, moving on. So,
Yeah.
what are the teams that you support in the 20 out of the 20 that you named? Who are the two or more that you support?
Okay.
I mean, usually
Yeah.
people support one team, right? Like I support Arsenal.
Yeah.
So I really wouldn't support any other team. But
Yeah.
knowing you,
I have favorites. I have favorites for sure.
Oh yeah, because there's a lot of
Boys.
yeah. So who are your favorites
Okay, so
and why?
first and foremost, we are an Arsenal household. So Arsenal through and through. That is this house. That's who I am. That's who I'll back till day end. But there's some people in the shuffle that I'll keep my eye on and I root for as well. I like Newcastle because I like their colors. The black and white is just so class.
Yeah, the stripes.
Yeah, I've always liked Newcastle. And I really like Kieran Trippier. Really like him. And I like all the tall boys in the back. They keep it interesting. They keep it fun for me. And I feel like I sympathize as a tall woman. Anyway, those are internal thoughts.
Can you name anyone else on Newcastle other than Trippier?
Yeah.
Any tall boys in the
Byrne,
back?
Gordon, Botman, the Italian guy who's out now. Listen, just let him play. Just let him play. He likes to gamble. So what?
Well, Ivan Toney
So what?
got banned for doing the
Oh,
same thing.
right.
So
So
I think
when is he back, speaking of?
I think end of January he's back.
Well, I heard Arsenal really don't want him anymore anyway.
All right, moving on.
Anyway.
Anyways, so Newcastle and Arsenal, those are the
No, I'm not done.
Oh, okay.
I'll always back Luton Town. Now that they're in the Prem and I know who they are.
Okay, who's Luton Town's manager? Can you name
Rich,
one player?
Rich.
Can you name one player from
Yeah.
Luton Town? Who?
I think his last name begins with an L.
Oh, okay, that's really.
It's something like Lukely or like Likely.
Lockyer,
Lockyer. See? Gotcha.
the defender.
Yeah.
How does he look?
Shaggy brown hair. Anyway, Luton Town, just because I really like them. They've been keeping the Prem interesting, especially for Arsenal. That was a good game for me. That was drama. I mean, Arsenal won anyway, so I was totally happy with it. But okay, in all seriousness, Luton Town, just because they keep it interesting this year. And then the only other team that I just like, don't ask me to name a player. I think I can name the coach. I like Brighton. I've always liked the name. I like the seagull vibes by the water. It calls me.
Mm-hmm.
It calls me.
Okay. I mean, they do play pretty expansive and fun football to watch. But
Yeah.
I guess because they have a seagull in their logo, you could like them as well, right?
No, stop. Now you're feeding into it. You're feeding into it.
Is this the intimidation that we talked about?
Yeah, a little bit. Let me like who I like.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it keeps it fun.
Yeah. Listen, you're more than welcome to like who you like.
Thank you. I mean, low key, I know you like Crystal Palace. Yes. I remember quite a few years ago, you're like, oh, Arsenal's my team, Mace. But, I'll always watch a Crystal Palace game. I've always liked them. So I remember that. Don't even.
Honestly,
I'm right.
I've never heard.
Ew.
I can't even recall myself saying
This was like
something
20.
Like that. I could hear myself saying, "Oh, yeah, if I didn't support Arsenal, maybe Newcastle would be my team." 'Cause
No.
I liked Newcastle when I was younger too.
Copier. Yeah.
Oh, I really. Who had the idea? Who got the idea from who to like Arsenal and Newcastle?
Sorry,
person who introduced you
I
into
started
soccer.
okay, first off, you didn't introduce me to soccer. You didn't make soccer.
Sorry, football.
We're in America. We have to say it. Or we're just gonna lose half of the watching.
Anyways.
You didn't create soccer. You didn't create the Premier League.
Okay, so
You educate me. No.
So Luton, Arsenal, Newcastle.
No. Arsenal's my team.
Right.
Through and through.
But the question was,
Yeah.
who are the teams that you support?
Arsenal number 1. Okay.
Yeah, we heard that.
And then I like if Newcastle's playing, I'll always root for Newcastle unless they're playing against Arsenal, right? Luton Town, I'm rooting for them hard.
Okay.
And then Brighton, to be honest, I haven't watched a Brighton game this season. It's kind of boring. But go Brighton.
Yeah, I guess you can't really name any players who have nice calves on that team.
No,
right?
it's just bland.
Yeah, bland.
Bland. Mix it up for me.
Rice pudding, right?
Oh my God. Perfect explanation of what that team is in my mind.
I'm kind of surprised you omitted Man City with your favorite player being Jack Grealish.
My favorite player isn't Jack Grealish. I just like Jack Grealish. I think we'll be. You're getting me nervous.
Why? Because you're thinking of Jack Grealish?
No, because he's not my favorite player. I think we would be friends. I think he's a good time. You introduced me to who he was years
good
ago.
Okay.
No, like a fun time. He's a DJ. He's funny. He's all around. I almost said he's an All-American.
In big trouble, and I don't want to be in big trouble.
I
Okay.
like Man City, but no, I don't like Man City
So
also.
the teams that you support are Arsenal. You like to watch Brighton, but you haven't watched the game this season.
Not this season, no.
And you support Luton. And you support Luton, why? Because they're the underdog, right?
You always have to root for the underdog. It keeps it interesting.
Right. Okay, so next question. Who's your favorite coach in the league?
Well, I got to back my team.
Mikel?
Arteta, yeah.
That's your favorite coach?
Yeah, I think he loves his wife. I think he comes from a good home. What?
He's got good morals.
Yeah, he seems like he's got wonderful morals. I can't say the same about Jurgen Klopp.
Okay.
Just kidding. I don't know him at all. I just think he's not my favorite coach. I think he's a great coach. Being totally honest, I think he's a great coach. Klopp, I just don't know if I could see myself having a conversation with him.
So let me ask you this.
Sure.
What are you basing
First impression.
your
First
answer
impression.
on
First
when
impression.
I ask you who is your favorite coach? So if I were to get
Okay,
asked
let me
this
ask
question,
you. Let me ask you.
No.
Hold on.
When
Okay,
if I
fine.
were to get asked who is your favorite coach
Yeah.
in the Premier League,
Yeah.
I would go and think about, okay, so how does he set up his team tactically? How does he manage his team from the inside out? How does he present himself to the public? How, does he back his players? Does he protect his players? If I was a
I
professional
think you're speaking
player,
to Arteta pretty well.
No, but hear me out. If I was a professional player, which one of these coaches would I like to play under, right?
Okay.
What it sounds like when I ask you this question is that you are not even considering any of those.
I absolutely am considering that.
You're considering if you could have a good time with them or if you could talk to them.
Yeah,
So what are you basing your answer on is what I'm asking.
everything. Everything all at once. Everything all at once.
Like the movie.
That's not the name of the movie. But honestly, all of that. Everything you just said. I watch the games every weekend. I know what's going on.
Okay, so
I see how these players talk, how they talk about their coaches, how their coaches talk about them.
who is your favorite coach in the league
Right now, Mikel Arteta.
and why?
I think he has brought a good atmosphere to Arsenal. I think as his first big coaching job, it's been great.
Yeah.
I think he's had some pretty good success so far. Can I blame him for what happened at the end of the season last year? I don't know. Maybe yes and no. Can I blame him for what's kind of going on mid-season right now? Yes and no, for sure, because I have my opinions on that. But also, I still think his players want to play for him. I think his players have a lot of respect for him. And I think he has a lot of respect for his players and what they're doing for him right now. So I think overall, yes, I think he is a good coach. I think he's done a lot for how little, how new he is. He's still a novice as being a head coach or being a manager of a team at this level, in a sense. So you have to say, good job.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Fair.
Fair enough.
I think he's brought some great players, some key players in too. So I think it'll be interesting this transfer window. So I think I could definitely say that he is my favorite coach right now. But I would say Klopp is a phenomenal coach. He'll go down in history as one of the best coaches ever. His players love him. Everyone loves him. So there's obviously a reason for that. I also think obviously Pep has to be mentioned because he's a phenomenal coach. He's brought Man City to a lot of victory. And his players love him too. His players back him, you can tell. And I think that Man City, even when they had a lot of injuries, even when there was a lot of uncertainty, they always looked strong. When I watch a City game, even though I'm not a huge follower of City, I know that they have the confidence, and watching them, I'm confident in them in a way, if that makes sense. So I think a lot of that's brought in by the manager as well. So yeah, I think I could say a lot about a lot of coaches, but also it comes down to, do they come from a good home?
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned Rob Edwards
Yeah.
or De Zerbi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not my faves.
But they're part of your two
I
favorite
know.
teams,
I
right?
know who they are. I said Rich. His name was Rob Edwards. Yeah, but you know the rice pudding analogy? Same thing applies. They haven't brought the like drama in there for me just yet. They're pretty straightforward.
Well, I mean,
As
if
of
you
now.
were to watch Brighton play, I think you would see the drama. But,
I haven't watched the game this
you
season.
haven't watched the game.
Not this season. Not this season.
He was there last season, too. But
No, I know he was there last season.
And then you pointing to Luton Town with Rob Edwards being, the head of what's going on there is kind of surprising that.
He's not my favorite. I don't know enough about him. Where's he from? I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Let me do some background research and then maybe we'd be friends.
Right. All right, last question. Who's your favorite pundit? Since this is called Make Believe Pundits, I figure you have a favorite pundit.
Well, I think a lot of what I'm coming from can be modeled off the great Kate Abdo because I'm carrying the show as she carries her show. And those men have a lot of information, but people want to watch her, including me.
Including Thierry Henry.
Including Thierry Henry.
So Kate Abdo.
Yeah, I think she's phenomenal. But, actually, okay, if I can remember his last name, he's also up there with me. He's one of the two Robbies.
What do you mean by that?
I don't remember his last name.
Robbie?
Yeah. You know the two Robbies?
Oh, the two.
Yeah. The one with the glasses?
Robbie Mustoe?
Yes.
Robbie Earl?
Robbie Mustoe. I think he has, when I watch his post-game reviews, I think I feel like I'm looking through the game through his eyes as well. I think everything that he says is what I'm thinking as the match is going on. So I really love his take on it. And I think that he is a great, very unbiased, analytical guy who puts it straight down for you. So even if you're not into technical stuff and really don't care about it that much, he lays it out so plainly that you're like, exactly, that makes sense. It's perfect. So I like him as well.
Yeah, Robbie Earl has one of those voices that you can just listen to all day, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You have no idea who that is.
Who's that?
The one without the glasses.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I guess he wears glasses sometimes too, though.
He does wear glasses sometimes, but the other Robbie wears glasses every time. No, I like their show as well. The two Robbies, they're great, both of them.
Yeah, they have a good analytical take on a lot of these.
And really,
games.
I don't like to say dumb it down, but even for someone who's just watching it for fun,
they're good at explaining.
Absolutely,
things, right?
yeah.
It's not about dumbing down; it's about explaining and.
Well, for
knowing
me,
your
myself,
audience.
and it's dumbing down.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so I really like Kate, and I like the two Robbies a lot.
Fair. So So we talked about why you watch the Premier League,
Yeah.
what teams you support, who your favorite coach is,
Yeah.
and now who your favorite pundit is. And I think what the audience wants to know is, what are your expectations for this channel,
Oh, for my channel?
or for this podcast, or whatever?
So this is my first pod ever. This is the first time I'm openly talking about my obsession with soccer and soccer boys, professional soccer boys in the Prem, to my longtime partner. So this is fun. But I think for the expectation of this pod is to review, recap Premier League season this year, right? Of course, starting here, and just kind of have a hot take on it. My take. No one asked for it. I'll give it to you anyway. From an American girl who doesn't play professional soccer, who's never been to the UK. I think I bring some spice into the realm of post-game reviews and hot takes. What do you think on that?
No, I think sometimes when we're watching games, you say funny things. And,
It's not funny. It's true.
Well, I mean, it could also be funny as well, right? So I think, like, the one that I'll never forget is that Luton Arsenal game.
It's a great game.
And when Arsenal scored the winning goal, Arsenal, the team you support. Well, I guess Luton is the other team you support as well. But when Arsenal score the winning goal, you come out, start screaming, cheering, and then do a
Don't.
180 and go, oh, poor Luton.
But I think that perfectly explains where I'm at in following the Prem. I'm here for the drama.
Well, I guess you're a fan of the sport.
I'm a fan of the sport.
You're a fan of the
yeah.
league. You're a fan of the players, the
Yeah.
managers, the whole structure, and you just want to talk about it, right?
I just want to talk about it because, like I said, I have no one I could talk about it to except for you, which is great. Love you.
Yeah, and I zone out sometimes.
But
right?
he has his boyfriends that he talks to, and I don't think they... See, I'm getting anxious again.
Emotional support.
He's mad
dogs
that I
coming
said
into the
he's mad
picture.
that I support Luton. It's fine. It's a whole thing. Mish, mom's gonna talk a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Is that I don't have anyone to talk about it with, and I think it's such an exciting sport that there's so much to talk about. I mean, I could talk about jerseys. I could talk about players that I like. If you're rice pudding, you're lucky I remember your name. But anyway, people that I like, things that I see. I think culturally there's a lot to talk about as well. And I think I need to find my people. If you want to come to the U.S., cool, come hang out with me. But if you're in the U.S., come find me because it's lonely, this game. It's lonely.
All right, I think that does it.
Really? This is the end?
Yeah, I think that does it. Good intro, good first epi.
MVP?
MVP, like, follow, subscribe.
Bye.